now onto the team we're all here for, the Waratahs, Super Rugby Pacific winners 2023. Players you should know. We've already talked about him a lot, and we'll continue to throughout the year. Nemani Nadolo, the big man, he's back in Waratahs colours.
Mate, so good he can score a try with his hand getting no closer than 45 centimetres off the floor.
Correct. He's the only one that can score a touchdown just in midair. Doesn't need it to actually go down. But yeah, anyway, you should know enough about Nadolo. Just, if you're ever bored, just go watch his highlights and it will give you a bit of a pick-me-up. Otherwise, Taleni Siu, the big man who we think is going to be playing at lock, but plays a lot at lock or back row, although that's all the Waratahs locks / back rowers at the moment. He's 2.02 meters tall, 109 kilos, and he's looking in absolutely great shape at the moment. So I'm expecting him to play a massive role for the Tars. And of course, he played 44 games for the Chiefs in 2016 to 19. So very, very experienced player and is going to be big. And otherwise, players you should know, Langy Gleeson and Will Harris. So some more back rowers, both will be competing for number 8. Gleeson particularly had an absolutely miracle year, making him into the Wallabies. It's going to be they're only going to push each other to be better. And they're both looking to try and make the Wallabies this year.
And Will Harris, of course, making Valentini look small this year.
Yeah, beefed up from 108 to 117 kilos.
Oof, yeah.
People might know Max Jorgensen absolutely lit up that second trial for the Tars. His work around the field. He has been really, really exciting. His dad was an NRL / Wallabies player, did both. And apparently the rugby league was looking for this guy and fighting to get him on the books. But he signed to stick with the Tars, which is awesome to see. He played junior Wallabies while he was still in year 12, went to the Australia A squad across to Japan, even while he was still at school. So that's a pretty special thing. I spent 3 years in the Waratahs Academy as well. Seriously one to watch out for. I'm not saying he's going to be getting lots of minutes, but, it's not going to take much for this guy to get thrown in as an 18-year-old in Super Rugby to see how he goes. He's an exciting young player.
Yeah, and Masesi Tuipulotu, we've already touched on him. He's just huge this year. Looks exactly like Parisi when you first see him run. He's the outside centre for Eastern Suburbs. He was injured over the last couple of years. I think he had an ACL injury and a couple of quad tears. So he has had a bit of a delayed start. But, of course, his brother is Sione Tuipulotu, who is killing it for Scotland anywhere in the back line, really, at the moment. But he's a couple of centimetres taller, I think, and he's looking a lot bulkier as well. So good skills, good footwork, quick acceleration, actually a real talent. And if he gets some game time, if there's an injury in the centres, who knows how good he could be this year.
Yeah. In the which is awesome. I was going to say it's awesome as well, because then if we get an injury to Fekete or Parisi, we're still good. We're still sorted. We've got depth.
Yeah, 100%. And you might not know, we got Jackie Bowen. Jack, 18-year-old only, son of former Wallabies Scott Bowen, already played 3 years in the New South Wales system in the Waratahs Academy. He was picked up in 2022 by Nathan Gray's Aussie under-20s team, and he featured in all 3 matches for Australia. He's an exciting fly half who's been steering the Eastern Suburbs team around, first grade team, I think, around in the Shute Shield already. And it's just his first year out of school doing that. So it's pretty impressive for anyone to come straight into first grade, given the physicality of the competition. And he also plays with Masesi Tuipulotu in that team there as well. So a little bit of cohesion, if it comes to it, for them to put them in together.
Yep. And otherwise, we've got Ben Dowling, another young prodigy from Joey's, and he spent some time in the Waratahs Academy, and he plays for Randwick. So he had a bit of a breakout year in the Australian Sevens program, and he featured in 6 of the 8 tournaments in 2021/22, and helped them secure their first ever season series win last year. So he's pretty big. And he also played at the Commonwealth Games, played Sevens at the Com Games alongside Mark Nwanganitawase. So, another youngster. We've got 2 youngsters with big raps in and around the squad who come through the academy, which is good, getting them in and getting them through. So that's really good to see.